Hi, welcome back to Herbal Bunny's Pharmacy. My name is Dr. Tamitha Davis. Today we're going to be doing an update on my pregnancy. But first, before we begin, if you want to follow along with me, hit the subscribe button and we'll get into the video. At my very first ultrasound appointment, they discovered that I'm not as far along as they had calculated because typically they go by the first day of your last menstrual cycle, tongue-tied. But since my periods aren't consistent every other month, they were off. So she had asked me, when did I think that I had conceived? I gave her a date. And so she calculated. So she's like, okay, well, you're probably only about 5.5 weeks. So we're going to do a few blood tests because one of the things that she had mentioned that because she didn't see anything on the ultrasound was that I'm just as not far along as they had calculated, or that I was in the process of having a miscarriage. So to rule out the miscarriage, she had did the blood test on the HCG levels, and that was on a Monday. And then on Wednesday, she wanted me to check it again, and the numbers did double. So it does show that there is a pregnancy and that it is progressing along. Typically, they do your first ultrasound when you're about 9 weeks pregnant. Since I was, closer to the 6 weeks, she says, let's go ahead and just bump it out 3 weeks. So next week, on Wednesday, I will have my first, hopefully, visual ultrasound. So I will be posting videos of that, hopefully, next week. All right, so fingers crossed. All right, so the symptoms have really not changed a whole lot. There was one day where I was very, very sad. For the most part, I've been just kind of happy and bubbly, but there was one day I really felt the hormones just kind of and I was very sad. I cried a lot and just like I was in my garden. Okay, this is true here. I was out in my garden and I was pulling some of the dead flowers out and I started crying because I was like, you were alive and vibrant just a few weeks ago. And it just like overwhelmed me because, summer's coming to an end and I just was overwhelmed by sadness that my garden was dying. But I was like, no, wait a minute. I'm planting some leafy greens. I'm planting some fall crops and stuff. So I have that to look forward to. But yeah, I was just overwhelmed that my flowers were dying. Last time I had mentioned that I was having some insomnia, restless legs. That has been decreased. I've been taking an herbal supplement that has milky oat tops in it, some passion flowers, some spearmint, and lemon balm. I also have an appointment to see a naturopath who specializes in pregnancy that my regular naturopath has referred me to. I had talked to my regular naturopath about continuing to take my ashwagandha because that really helps with stress levels. So she said just cut that dosage in half. There hasn't been a whole lot of studies done on some of these herbs to see if it's safe during pregnancy. They have used some of these herbs that I'm going to be taking in other women who have come to them and had really good success. So I'm hopeful, and I've been doing my own research, and as you all know, I am a naturopath myself and I am a master herbalist. So I am taking those precautions and making sure that I'm taking herbs that's not going to harm the baby or myself. I still haven't had a whole lot of nausea during the pregnancy except for one day, and I think that's because the whole family and I, we took my mom, my brother, and the kids. We all went to the Washington State Fair, and I didn't eat that great. I had ice cream, and I paid for it later. I was very, very nauseated. I had like a panic attack, and after I threw up, I was fine. I was like, okay, well, make a note. No fair food, no junk food, no fast food. So I am taking a liquid plant-based multivitamin for pregnancy, a prenatal vitamin that I am taking. I have noticed that my energy has increased throughout the day. It has a lot of B vitamins in it. It has the folate in it, and it has just all the essential nutrients, the iron, to help with pregnancy. The other thing I have noticed is that my resting heart rate has gone up to about 110. Typically my resting heart rate is 86. I did get diagnosed with POTS a few years back, which is posterior orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. So I stand up, my heart rate goes up, my blood pressure drops. So that's something that we are definitely keeping a close eye on during this. Also, another reason why I'm taking ashwagandha to help with managing stress levels. I may be taking a few other things. I know that the lemon balm, which is in my sleepy time stuff, I really want to start taking that just as a tea, just kind of throughout the day, because lemon balm helps with anxiety, which I have been having some anxiety, especially at nighttime. It's like, that's when you're supposed to be, resting, and my mind just starts racing, like, where am I going to put this baby at? Is it safe around here? We got to baby-proof the house again. And so, yeah, if you're a mom, you understand all this. And then, also too, I'm an older mom. I have high risk of preeclampsia and gestational diabetes. So I got that going in my mind, meal planning and stuff. So I'm just really trying not to stress out, but I think it's just human nature to, stress about things that you're uncertain about. Anyway, so I'm increasing my leafy greens. Leafy greens has a lot of the vitamins and minerals that we need. I'm suspecting that I'm low on magnesium, potassium. I got the restless legs. I've been having nightmares. Nightmares is pretty common in people who have magnesium deficiencies. The restless legs, also magnesium, potassium deficiencies, leg cramps. I haven't had a whole lot of leg cramps. I had a couple nights that I had some leg cramps, but those have subsided. I'm putting a lot of leafy greens into my smoothies and my soups and stuff that I'm making, and I'm really watching the complex carbohydrates, making sure that I'm getting the right nutrients, nutrient-dense foods throughout my pregnancy. I'm doing a lot of the omega-3 fatty acids from like flax seeds, hemp seeds, chia seeds. You do have to be careful because those can cause some issues with your estrogen, progesterone, with either spiking too much. So you have to really be cautious with how much that you're taking, especially the flaxseed. One of the supplements I'm taking of the omega-3 fatty acids is made from borage oil. My naturopath has temporarily put me on that for just a little bit of time until I actually see the other doctor. She's booked out quite a ways, so I don't get to see her until the middle of October. I am also getting referrals for massage therapy, acupuncture, chiropractor, and doing some yoga. I am still doing my gardening. I'm just, however, not doing the big wheelbarrows fulls of dirt, pushing it up and down the hills and slinging bags of concrete. My husband and I, we're doing a little concrete pad where we're going to put our hot tubs. I can't do my hot tub. My husband's going to have to enjoy that all by himself. Lucky guy. But it is important to keep your body moving. That's why I'm going to be doing the yoga. I'm going to be doing walking every day. And I am doing my light gardening. I'm just not lifting anything excessively heavy. Your first trimester, I forgot to mention this, but your first trimester, you don't want to gain probably no weight. You don't really need to increase your calories until your second trimester, and usually that's only about 300 calories. And then your third trimester might be an extra 50 calories, 350 to 400 extra calories. I have to watch my weight because I am overweight and I'm older, so I have all these other health risks and stuff. So my doctor was recommending no more than about 25 to 27 pounds. Typical pregnancy, you gain about 35 pounds. And yeah, so, and I like to eat. I do like to eat processed foods and stuff every now and then. I know I teach that on here not to do that. And I do, for the most part, 80% of my diet is healthy, but you're out and about, Burger King looks great on the way, so an Impossible Whopper. So none of that is going to be happening because I do want to keep myself healthy, and I want to have a healthy pregnancy and to help lower the statistics of older moms. I am eating an avocado every day. Avocados are excellent during pregnancy. If you actually were to cut an avocado in half, pull it apart, and you have the pit sticking out, it looks like a little pregnant belly. That is nature's way of telling you that it's awesome for pregnancy. It has a lot of the good fats in it. It has a lot of potassium. There's like some floating. So if you're pregnant, you may want to look into eating some avocados. And keep in mind that anything I mentioned, supplements, food-wise, you definitely want to talk to your practitioner about those foods and those supplements, because everybody's body is different. We all have different nutritional needs and whatnot. So make sure you talk to your doctor before you start incorporating any of this stuff. Okay, I know this video's been kind of all over the place, bouncing back and forth. I usually have notes. I didn't write notes, and I usually pin them to my little camera stand here, but I did not do that. So sorry if I was like all over the place, but I'm going to end the video now because I like to ramble. If you watch any of my other videos, I ramble. All right, you guys, please hit the subscribe button. Follow me on this journey. And also, if you like any gardening tips, I post a lot of gardening videos and herbs. I make herbal teas. I have a website that I just opened up a couple months ago, and I've been adding stuff and excited about that. So check out herbalbunniespharmacy.com. I'll see you guys in the next video.